What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Wager Zone podcast, and we are back for another day of NBA bets, guys. We are on a great run at the moment. Let's get this video out. It is already 9 o'clock on the Pacific Coast, so I want to hurry up and get this video out ASAP so you guys can get us all these bets off as possible, quick as possible. So first bet of the day, guys, I'm taking a two-leg parlay. I'm taking the Minnesota Timberwolves, and I'm parlaying them with the Los Angeles Lakers. I just think the Toronto Raptors are going to be one of the worst teams in the NBA this year. I think they're probably going to be hands down maybe the worst team in the NBA this year. Minnesota Timberwolves, I don't like them as well. I'm not a big fan of the spacing and the trade they made which for Julius Randle, but at the moment when they're playing in Toronto, I do expect Anthony Edwards to go out there and drop about 25 to 30 points, Julius Randle to add about 15 to 20, and just Dante DiVincenzo have about like 15 to 14 points as well, and just that new squad out there. I just think they're going to be able to beat Toronto. I don't think Toronto's going to have anything for them. I see Minnesota winning this game 122 to 105. I just think it's going to be a pretty decent victory for Minnesota. So give me Minnesota as the first leg of that parlay. And then we're taking the Los Angeles Lakers. Orlando's on a back-to-back. They just lost their first game yesterday to the Clippers. Now they're coming against the Lakers. And the Lakers are a very good-sized team. They're playing, this is the NBA Cup, and the Lakers have not lost a game in the NBA Cup yet. So I do believe without Paulo Banchero and without Wendell Carter Jr. there, I just think Anthony Davis is going to have a field day inside the paint and do whatever he wants. And same thing with LeBron. If LeBron wants to drive the ball into the paint, I think he's going to be able to do whatever he wants as well. So yeah, guys, I'm taking the Lakers. That's going to be the two-leg parlay. Minnesota Timberwolves and Los Angeles Lakers. All right, guys, this next game is going to be the San Antonio Spurs taking on the Utah Jazz. And there's going to be no Victor Wembanyama in this game, but I am still taking the San Antonio Spurs on the money line. I do think the Utah Jazz are going to be trading Lauri Markkanen soon. I think they're going to be going for that Cooper Flag pick in the next draft, and then they're going to try to be one of the worst teams in the league this year. I just think that's the best hope for the Utah Jazz. They go out there and get Cooper Flag, bring them to Utah, and that's what I think they're going to try to do. And San Antonio Spurs, I think they're trying to push into the play-in with Chris Paul out there. He's going to be there by himself with a lot of these young players. I think he's going to be able to facilitate the ball around and all these guys dropping threes, pulling up jumpers. And with Chris Paul just facilitating the basketball, I do believe they're going to be able to win this game. San Antonio Spurs, they're going to be pushing for the playoffs, and I do believe they're going to make the playoffs. I think they're going to get into that maybe 9th or 8th spot and get in right into the play-in. So yeah, guys, like I said, I'm taking the San Antonio Spurs. They're playing in San Antonio without Victor Wembanyama, but I do believe they still get the victory. So give me the San Antonio Spurs. This next game is going to be Charlotte Hornets taking on the Detroit Pistons. This game is going to be played in Charlotte. I am taking the Detroit Pistons on this game. With Jaden Ivey and Cade Cunningham, just the way they've been playing this year, I like it a lot. Like, I feel like everything I was saying in the beginning of the season, how I thought they're going to have a great season, everyone I talked to thought Pistons were going to be probably the worst team in the NBA this year. And now they're trying to show they have a lot of signs with this, a lot of good young players. Chauncey Billups is over there coaching Portland very well this year. I just think the same exact thing's going on with Detroit when they actually have a former player coaching for them and actually showing them a lot of the ropes out there. You see with these former player coaches that go out there and they coach, and you just see with Detroit, it's almost the same exact thing over there. The same exact thing is going on over there as they are doing in Portland. Portland, they're playing good basketball. Detroit, they're playing good basketball. Charlotte, they're playing okay basketball. Like I said, it's LaMelo Ball or bust over there. Sometimes they go out there and they have a great game from Brandon Miller or McCall Bridges. But at the moment, I am taking Detroit. I think Detroit's defense is going to be too much for Charlotte. I know they're playing in Charlotte, but I just think Detroit's defense is going to hold this team to maybe under 100 points, or maybe even hold them to about 105. I'm expecting Detroit to win this game 108 to 103. And I just think it's going to be a 5-point game where Detroit Pistons pull it off in the end. So give me Detroit on the money line. All right, guys, this is going to be the last bet. It's going to be a player prop parlay. I'm going to be taking Anthony Edwards 20-plus points, Anthony Davis 20-plus points, and Chris Paul 6-plus assists. I do believe all three of these teams, like these teams are playing for, are going to win. And if these teams are going to win, this is the stats we're going to need for all these teams. I mean, all these players for those teams to win. I think Minnesota Timberwolves, if they're going to go out there and win their game against the Raptors, I do believe we're going to need a big game from Anthony Edwards, at least 20 points. Remember, I'm guessing at least 25 to 30, somewhere in that ballpark. But like I said, they're going to need him to go out there and drop buckets. And the same as I think for Anthony Davis, when they're playing with no Wendell Carter Jr. and no Paulo Banchero for Orlando in LA, I do believe this is the game where Anthony Davis takes over. He should go out here, drop about 35 to 40 points, and have one of his best games of the whole season, especially when there's no one in the paint be able to guard him. So give me Anthony Davis to score at least 20 points. And the next one's going to be Chris Paul. Like I said, I do believe the San Antonio Spurs are going to win this game. There's going to be no Victor Wembanyama, so it's going to be up to Chris Paul to facilitate this basketball and move the ball around to get these young players dropping buckets. I do believe they're going to beat the Utah Jazz today in San Antonio, and it's going to come off the hand of Chris Paul facilitating the basketball the whole game. Chris Paul is one of the best point guards of all time, and he has one of the best assist to turnover ratios of all time, and he averages about 8 assists at the moment. I do believe he's going to at least get 6 assists in this game. I think he's going to end up with 8 or 9 assists at the end of the game. So that's going to be the parlay, guys. It's going to be Anthony Edwards 20-plus points, Anthony Davis 20-plus points, and Chris Paul 6+ assists. And all right, guys, that is 4 bets for you guys. We are on this 18-4 run at the moment. We are killing it in the NBA. I want to keep this shit going, keep it rolling on. 4 more bets. That's a 4-0 day. Hopefully, we cash out all of them. So I'm out of here, guys. I'll be back tomorrow. Like the video, subscribe to the page, come back every single day, guys. I'm here every single day doing all different types of content, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.